Yeah, with the superheroes.
Okay,
Oh, these are
I can project. I did theater.
Oh.
So, this is for move-in day. Anxious hearts and shaking hands, polite pleasantries and questioning parents. This is for the get-to-know-me games that no one could actually remember. This is for the first night of worship and the many consecutive nights of singing that followed. This is for new adventures and new family. This is for awkward first meetings and shy smiles, friendships immediately sparked and bonds built. This is for the honeymoon time, people still being nice to each other out of obligation. This is for true face, when we realize we are all truly messed up. Love pouring out of every person's mouth and never ceasing to spill over into someone else's cup. This is for shared secrets and past struggles, and to those who listened and were trusted. This is for heart-wrenching vulnerability and bravery and testimonies. This is for grace, and the countless times it's been necessary. This is for getting deep, holding nothing back. This is barriers breaking down and beautiful tapestries being hung. This is for speaking truth into each other. This is for grace. This is for the struggles we all faced, the overwhelming exhaustion and immense amounts of stress, never before experienced or ever wanted again. Writing a précis in 1 hour and still trying to grasp what the book actually said. Making it through class in 4 hours of sleep, but those late night heart-to-hearts were, and still are, worth those hours of sleep lost. This is for the enormous amount of books to read and so little time. This is for all the car trouble and very little money, but we drove 30 minutes to get Chipotle anyway. This is for the days we just didn't feel like talking to anyone, and people understood, and so backed off. This is for all the joyous and happy times, movie nights and dance parties, preview days and board games. This is for the times we jumped in the pool past midnight, the late nights at Waffle House, and the sleepovers. This is for the days we played in the rain, and all the pranks we pulled, usually in good standing. This is for all the amazing concerts and late night drives from Atlanta. This is for bike rides in Callaway Gardens. This is for date night with Daniel and tea time with Karen. This is for the fun we truly had. These were the days we got to be kids again. This is for the times when all we wanted to do was leave, when the days seemed so long and we couldn't bear it anymore. This is for the times we felt like we were trapped in a bubble. This is for nostalgia and missing and wanting familiarity. This is for the friends we lost touch with and for those who are still by our side. This is for the families back home who we missed more than life, and when we did go home, people said we were different, and we realized they were right. This is for Brazil, the rolling green hills and bright blue skies and worship in Portuguese. This is for the miserable and endless sweat and the bleeding out skid. This is for Guana, hour-long bus rides and bumpy dirt roads. This is for ferry rides and wonderful translators we all cherished and stepping out of our comfort zones. This is for Brazil and the place it will hold in all of our hearts. This is for the times when we needed to be strong, yet sometimes we couldn't be. Someone had to be strong for us. This is holding one another up and building community. This is for Janelle, who drew her strength from the Lord. She followed him, especially when it was hard. This is for the times of grief, times we cried until we could barely breathe, and times our eyes were dry as a desert. And so we sat in darkness, and sometimes even got lost in it, but some were there to pull us out. This is for all of those who comforted the ones grieving and sat by their side without saying a word, because truthfully, that was sometimes the wisest thing to do. This is for all the ones we loved and lost. This is for John, who was taken so quickly. This is for Mr. Zeke, cherished by many. This is for Pops, one of few great men. And this is for Carol, who left too soon, but she's now teaching yoga in heaven. This is for the lessons we learned and the way God changed us. For the mistakes we made and yet moving forward. This is for the bonds formed and the family that was born. This is for the bittersweet and heartbreaking reality that this is over. It is finished. But this is for a new future, new friends, and a new community. This is the beginning. This is for us. This is for him.